What's up, everyone? It's the OOTP GM, and this is the 31st episode of my Detroit Tigers GM Let's Play here at Under the Park Baseball 18. So we're here at the beginning of the 2022 offseason, and before I get into that, I wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on with this Tigers series and in regards to how long the series is going to continue. So in my channel and series update video I did a couple of weeks back, I talked a little bit about what the future of the channel and what the future of this series is. And I told you guys I would give you updates on everything in videos. And I decided here within the last couple of days that what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to record and upload videos through the end of Major League Baseball's postseason. So once the World Series ends, I'm going to stop recording episodes. I won't obviously stop if I'm in the middle of a season. I'll finish that current season out, and then that'll be the end of the series when I finish uploading all of those respective videos. So the videos will probably still be uploaded after the end of the World Series, but I will stop recording them once the World Series has ended. And what I'll also probably do is once the World Series is over, I'll continue to play the game a little bit on my own into the winter months, and I'll upload a epilogue video at some point during the winter to give you guys kind of an overarching review of everything that happened with the team. Not only once the series ended, but also, previous and everything. Just kind of a broad review of the entire series and the team history in general. So that'll happen sometime in the winter. I don't know when, but that's when it'll happen. Otherwise, once this series is over, the channel's going to go dark until the springtime. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update on that and to let you know what's going on there. But with that, we'll go ahead and move into the beginning of the off season here. So if you're just joining us here, spoiler alert, we won our second consecutive World Series in a massive 7-game thriller over the Philadelphia Phillies. It was an excellent series. So we're now here at the beginning of the off season, and we have some big decisions we have to make regarding our team. But some big news to get into first. So I was looking over some of this stuff, and obviously Illich is super happy with our goals and everything that we accomplished. He gave us a new budget. But this is the big news. Miguel Cabrera has decided to retire. 39 years old, had an amazing career. You can see these are his career statistics here. So definitely a future Hall of Famer, and I'm sure his number's probably been retired by the team. A lot of usually what happens is the team will the game will retire numbers on its own, and you can see here they retired Cabrera's number, and then they retired Verlander's number in 2020. So the game will retire numbers on its own, and then these are their stats with us. So Cabrera had just shy of 2,500 career hits, 314 average with the Tigers. Verlander had 193 wins with the Tigers. So Cabrera retiring, he had an excellent career with us, but it also, the good news about this is it opens up a lot of salary space for us because we don't have his big salary on the books anymore, so that helps us tremendously in trying to sign players. In regards to all other news, we did have a minor league guy decide to retire, and Terry Francona also decided to retire, so we had him for like 1 year, and so we're going to have to find another bench coach this offseason. But that'll, I'm not too worried about that. And then we have some new owners for teams. The Royals have a new owner. The Mets have a new owner. And the Arizona Diamondbacks have a new owner. And then a bunch of different people got fired here. So in regards to our team itself, there's not a lot of moves that we're going to be making in regards to the team. The pitching staff is pretty well set for the most part. We are going to have to make a decision regarding our fifth starter. Obviously, we signed Danny Duffy. Aaron Sanchez is back off of his injury. So we'll have to make some decisions there. We'll also have to make decisions in regards to the bullpen. And then for lineup-wise, we're probably going to make some decisions regarding our backups because our starters are all locked in at this point pretty much. I don't think we're making too many changes there, but we will have to make some moves maybe regarding our backups. So those are some of the decisions that we're going to be getting into. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to head right into the salary arbitration screen. So you can see we have tons of guys that are available for arbitration A lot of these guys are going to be looking to re-sign. We have Altavia, who is a pending free agent who's eligible for compensation, and then we have Duffy and Sanchez, who are not eligible for compensation. So we're going to have some tough decisions that we're going to have to make. Some of these are easy choices, but some of them are hard choices. So what I'm going to do is the guys that we're going to keep for sure, and the guys we're not going to keep for sure, we're going to go through that list right now. So obviously Burrows and Bueller, we're going to re-sign both of those guys. Those guys are hitting their arbitration years, and they're both coming off their best seasons. So we're going to offer Bueller. He wants just 1 year. I'm going to offer him, let's see if he'll take 4.25. I might be a little bit low. Yeah, it's a little bit of a low ball offer. All right, let's just try 4.5 and see if he'll take that. Okay, so he'll take 4.5. And then Burrows, let's see what he's looking at. Now, Burrows wants a long-term extension. I am perfectly comfortable giving Burrows a long-term extension. He's only 26 years old. An 8-year deal would take him into his mid-30s. I'll probably do 7 years instead of 8 years for Burrows. And then what I'm going to do is these options here, we're going to go ahead and make both of these team options with $0 buyouts. And then I'm going to add a little bit of money to these to be able to subtract elsewhere. So we'll move those up, and then we'll take this down by $1 million, this down by $1 million, and this down by $1 million. And he should like this offer. We'll leave the player opt-out in after 5 years. That'll take him right at 31. So we'll leave that in. And he likes that offer. So it looks like Burrows is going to sign long-term with us. 7-year, nearly $73.5 million offer. So Burrows is going to be locked in long-term. Obviously, Steckenrider, we're going to bring him back. Had an excellent year as our closer. Getting a big raise this year, but that's okay. He certainly has earned it. Let's do a straight $6 million offer for him. He will take that. Alrighty. And then a few other guys here that we're going to look at. For the bullpen, Minter's a no-brainer, but I mean his salary is going way up, but I definitely love him because he's such a dominant lefty in our pen. I definitely want to keep Minter around, even though his salary is going up. I actually would like to try to sign him to a multi-year deal if I could. I don't think he's going to take a multi-year deal. Let's see if he'll take one with a little bit less money. I don't think he's going to. No, yeah, he just wants a 1-year deal. So we're going to do 4.25. Okay, so he'll take 4.25. And then Jimenez I want to keep around because he's been pretty good for us the last couple of years. Pretty solid. He's a solid piece of our bullpen, so I want to keep him around. I'll offer him a straight $2 million. Nope, he doesn't want that, so let's do 2.2. I think that should be enough to get him to sign. Yep. Okay, so he signs for 2.2. Dragmeyer is somebody we're going to let walk. Even though Dragmeyer had a pretty good year with us, we have younger guys in our system that we can bring up, and his ratings have started to drop a little bit, so we're going to let Dragmeyer go. Ty Ross we're going to let go because we have a young guy coming up through our system, and the reason we got Ross was because of his leader ability, but we have Jaron Kendall, who's pretty much the same thing. So we're going to let Ty Ross walk. We have Wyatt Cross in our system. As you'll see here, Wyatt Cross is ready to come up. He will be our backup. I'm actually going to move him up now. He's going to be our backup, and then I got to move Ronaldo Rivera up as well. So he's going to be our backup to Pentecost for next year. Cody Eves, we obviously want to bring back. He's continued to be a solid contributor for us at second base. He's just looking for a 1-year deal again. Let's try 7.5 for him. He likes that. All right. Eric Mejia, I'm going to let Mejia walk. He was the guy that we got in one of the deals. I think he was the one we got in the Dodger deal. We did. I got him because he's a multifaceted defender. But ultimately what I'm going to do is we have Dwayne Pippy down here. And Pippi was excellent for us in limited action, and he actually plays. He's a little bit better of a. I think he's a little bit better of a defender, and his ratings are a little bit better. So we're actually going to call Pippi up. He's going to be our new kind of backup outfielder, or backup infielder. So we're going to let Mejia walk. We're going to withdraw our offer to him. Jaron Kendall, we're obviously going to bring back. He's been really good for us in left. He's looking for quite a bit of money. The arbitration estimate's only 3.8, so I'm going to do 3.75 and see if he's acceptable with that. And then we've got Kristen Stewart and Almora. Now, Kristen Stewart's getting a huge raise. Remember, he's only playing DH. He's coming off of his best season, so his raise is ginormous. But of course, he is a really valuable part of the team, so I don't have a problem. Oh, he's actually looking for a multiple-year deal now, so he's looking for a 9-year contract. I'm not 100% certain if I want to do 9 years because he's already 28 years old, so I'm going to cut this down to 5 years. And I'm still going to give him the player opt-out. I'll give him an opt-out after 3. And he wants $12 million per. So we're going to have to make the math work here. I'm going to make these team options, like I like to do in a lot of these. Make this a 0. And then we'll bump the value up on these. We'll bump this up by 2, bump this up by 3. So that's $5 million. We should be able to redistribute that. I'm going to have to do some quick math, too, to figure this out. Take this down to 10, take this down to 10. We're going to have to do some quick math here to see if it is the $12 million annual that he's looking for. So I'm going to quickly try to plug these numbers in, and we might have to raise our initial year offering, the $6 million year offering. We might have to raise that. But let's see what we get out of here. So basically, we're looking at a 5-year deal. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be just slightly short. So I might actually have to bump this back up to 7. Let's see about this. Okay, this offer suits his needs. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get Stewart re-signed. So I'm okay with that. And then finally is Albert Almora. Now, this is a guy he's been really great for us in 2 years as a backup outfielder. The reason I like him is he's a great defender. Even his hitting statistics are pretty good for a guy who's a 1-star player. But we do have some guys in the system who are ready to come up, like Kanan Smith, 23 years old, had a pretty good season last year, but Smith is not a great defender. He has a really good personality, but he's not a great defender. He only plays left and right field. He does not play center field. He also has a catcher as well. So Smith looks like he would be ready to come up. And then we also have this Kel Johnson down there who plays all 3 outfield positions. Not quite as good of a defender. Now Smith is a guy, he's eligible for the Rule 5 draft. I don't think he'll get selected, but part of me is really tempted to call Smith up and let him play in the outfield and let him be our backup and to let Almora walk. But Almora has been so good for us in limited action. He's hit 300 and then 291. I'm really tempted to bring Almora back again for one more season. Depending on what kind of offer he wants. He wants $4 million. I'm going to try 3.5 and see. Whoop. Let's try that again. There we go. Let's see if he'll take 3.5. Okay, he doesn't quite want 3.5. What about 3.6? Will he take 3.6? Nope. How about 3.750? How about that? Okay, so he'll take 3.75. I still might call Kanan Smith up to the majors, and we'll see what's going on there. But that's something that we're going to have to look at. Now, Altavia, I'm probably not going to bring Altavia back, depending on how much money he's going to want. Yeah, he wants $4.2 million. It's a little bit steep for me because these other guys were worth the money that we were offering them. And remember, we do have some guys that are in our system that are ready to come up and help pitching wise. They're already on our roster, some of them. So we do have some guys down there that are ready to come up. And we have some other guys coming up through the system who should be ready pretty soon. You know, Dan Franks, Brady Scott. We have some guys that are down there. Even the Stephen Young is another outfield prospect who could be ready to come up pretty soon too. So we'll have to make some decisions there. But that's what we're going to do. And then in regards to Duffy and Sanchez, this is a really hard decision for me. Duffy wants $12 million. I'm not paying Duffy $12 million. He's not worth it for number 5 starter. Sanchez is asking for $7, and he wants a 5-year deal. I don't want to give Sanchez a long-term contract. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to let both of these guys hit free agency. I'm going to let Altavia walk as well. Once all of these players are gone off of the roster, we'll reassess when free agency hits, and we'll go from there. And see what we're gonna do. I'm sure there'll be some guys that we'll be able to look at in terms of free agency. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move forward here, just to see all those guys, sign with us. As you can see, this is the playoffs. We had a really great, lot of really great series. I definitely recommend you guys watching I definitely recommend you guys watch the 2 playoff series if you didn't. They were both 7-game. Just memorable 7 games. They were, excellent series to watch. So, all right. So it looks like all these guys are going to sign: Bueller, Stewart, Burrows, Almora, Cody Eves, Steckenrider, Jimenez. Okay. It doesn't. I think we're still waiting on Minter. Is that correct? Yeah, Minter and Kendall. We're still waiting on those 2 guys. All right. So let's go to the beginning of the award season here. All right, it looks like they probably signed. Yep. Well, Kendall signed. We're still waiting on Minter. Okay, let's go forward a couple more days, see if Minter finally gets around to signing with us. And Minter does. All right, so all of those guys that we were looking to sign, they did sign. These are the guys we're letting walk. We're going to let these guys down here walk as well. So all of the guys that we were looking to sign did sign with us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just move forward to the end of I'm going to move forward to the end of the awards season here. Or actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move forward to the very beginning. I'm going to move forward to the beginning of free agency. And then in one fell swoop here to end the video, what I'll do is I'll run through the awards. I will do my Hall of Fame votes, and we'll see maybe what we're going to be looking at in terms of possible free agents for the next episode. But let me just go ahead and just move that forward here. And we'll see what happens. So I did want to touch a little bit more on in regards to the series. I just wanted to clear up any issues that we might have there. As I said before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll continue to record these videos like I am now through the end of the baseball playoffs, and then I will upload videos for as long as I need to. But once that last video is uploaded, the only other video I'm going to upload is going to be the epilogue video, which will be sometime in the winter. Otherwise, the channel is going to go completely dark until that happens. So, all right, so let's go ahead and just get right into this here, and we'll look at all the different winners. So, Gold Glove winners. Bryce Harper wins a Gold Glove in right field for us. Otherwise, no other winners. The Minnesota Twins had 3 winners. That's pretty impressive. Edwin Diaz wins the reliever of the year. Minter finishes second, and Hector Norris of the Los Angeles Angels finishes third. Looks like Diaz is a free agent as well. Let's see. AL Silver Sluggers, we have Cody Eves at second. And Bryce Harper in right. Wow. Mike Trout did not win in center because this Dustin Fowler with the Yankees had a monstrous season. He might win MVP, actually. This Fowler might win it over Harper. We'll have to see what happens there. Rookie of the Year, it is Evan Mendoza with the Minnesota Twins. Marlon Avila finishes second, and Tristan Casas of the Athletics finishes third. Ryan Sandberg wins Manager of the Year. No surprise there. We also have to still find a bench coach. I'll look at that real quick probably. And then David Bell wins it with the Cubs. Fulmer wins the Cy Young Award. He beats out Jacob deGrom, who had a pretty good season. Only 22 games for deGrom, though. I'm a little surprised that he finished. I mean, he had a really great season, don't get me wrong, but only 22 games seems a little bit of a stretch. But Fulmer wins the Cy Young for the second straight year. Diaz finished third. Ryan Kellogg wins the Cy Young in the National League for the Cubs. 19-5, a 2.92 ERA. Kenley Jansen finishes second, and Jeurys Familia finishes third. And then Fowler does win the MVP, so Fowler beats out Harper for the MVP award this year. He had a great season. 315 average, 58 home runs, 156 RBIs, 141 runs scored. Bryce Harper second, and Renegal Martiz of the Astros finishes in third. In the National League, it is Nick Pratto who wins the MVP award. 336, 32, and 120. Juan Silva finishes second, and Dylan Cozens, a former winner, finishes in third. And that's it. That's the end of the awards there. And let's head into... So Hall of Fame voting begins. We'll take a look at that in a second. International free agents. See if there's anybody worth looking at here. Probably not. No, they all look pretty... there is a second baseman, 32 years old, though, so we'll probably skip that. We already have a second baseman, so... All right, and then free agents, any big-name free agents? Yohan Moncada is a free agent. Michael Pineda, Gary Sanchez, DeGrom's a free agent again. Dahl, Waka. All right, so there are some pretty interesting guys hitting free agency that we'll have to take a look at. So what I want to do here is, before I get into any potential free agency moves, I just want to take a quick second and I want to do my Hall of Fame vote. So let's do that and get that out of the way here. All right, so let's look at the first year guys first. Big sexy Cologne. Okay. Cologne is interesting because he pitched for so long. His ERA is a little high for my taste, though, so I might wait and see what kind of votes he gets. Same thing with Ryan Howard. He had that really great stretch for that short period of time, but I don't think it's enough for me to vote for him. John Lackey, no. Victor Martinez is interesting. 2,000 career hits. Victor Martinez is close. I'm not sure if I can vote for him, though. Papelbon I can't vote for. Doesn't have enough saves. James Shields, no. Doesn't have the stats. Houston Street, same thing. Doesn't have enough longevity. Ichiro Suzuki, that's a no-brainer. We're going to vote for him. And Chase Utley. Chase Utley is close. He doesn't have a lot of hits, but if you go by peaks and stuff, he's close. We're going to take a look at some of these guys a little bit more first. But let's, Roy Halladay, we're going to vote for him. I'm going to vote for Tim Hudson, Jeff Kent, Mike Mussina. Obviously, some of these guys aren't going to get in, but I'm still going to vote for them. Jimmy Rollins, we're going to vote for him. And I think that's it for the guys that I voted for in the past. All right, so as I said before, Bartolo Colon is a no-go for me. John Lackey, Victor Martinez. What are his? Yeah, he's way off on the Hall of Fame metrics, so no vote for him. I think Papelbon's Papelbon's off for me. Let's see. Houston Street. Nope, he doesn't come close either. I really want to take a look at Chase Utley here. He falls short according to the monitor numbers. A lot of these numbers, but he's really close in terms of Jaws. He never really led the league in a lot of categories, though. He led the league in runs 1 year. And he did have a prolonged stretch here early in his career, 5 seasons of a 5.5 WAR or better, but kind of fell off late in his career. So I'm probably going to have to let slide on Utley. I think I'm going to let him slide. I'm not going to vote for him. But that's going to be my ballot. 6 guys this year: Halladay, Hudson, Kent, Mussina, Rollins, and Suzuki. Suzuki the only newcomer. So that is my ballot. And real quick before I end the episode, because I don't want this to run extremely long, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at the free agents and see what we might be looking at here. So we have tons of money, obviously. That's not a concern. We want to go to Theo Epstein. Okay, so Lucas Giolito, they have him as a closer. He could definitely be a starter, but he was a closer last year. Only $1.3 million, 5-star player, but he has a wrecked injury history, though, so that's something to take a look at. A lot of other pretty good players that are here, though. A lot of star agents. We're going to have to look at a lot of these different guys as potential signees. I don't know if I'm going to be going for any of the big name guys as our 5th starter, but we're going to have to take a look. There's a lot of guys, even Buster Posey's free agent. So we're gonna have to take a look. There's a lot of potential guys here, but I don't want to spend a lot of time for the remainder of this episode doing that because it's already running a lot longer than I wanted it to. But I did want to take a quick peek. We do need a new bench coach. Let's see if there's any elite guys. Nobody that I see on top of my head that kind of jumps out at me. Darian DiScarina. He would be a good guy. Good on both sides of the... I'll take a look at this off screen. I don't want to waste a ton of time with this. I'll take a look off screen. I'll fill you guys in on who we offer a deal to. And I'll let you guys know what's going on there. So, alright, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the first part of the off-season episode here. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. Comments and feedback are always welcome. And I will see you guys for the next episode, which will be the second part of the 2022 off-season.